The
I
data
sat at
is
the end of the long
conclusive.
glass
We
table and
must move
kept my
forward
hands
with the
folded.
restructuring
You
plan
can
as
start
outlined
without
here.
me, I
There is
said
no room
quietly.
for
Evelyn
hesitation.
didn't look at me. We already have, she replied, her voice calm and sharp. Mark leaned forward. Revenue projections are strong. The board is impressed. They should be, Evelyn said. This quarter didn't happen by luck. I nodded once and stayed silent. That was my role. Victor glanced at me. Any thoughts? I think the numbers hold, I said. If. Evelyn lifted her hand. We'll discuss details later. I closed my mouth. Lena scribbled notes. No one questioned Evelyn. No one ever did. I watched her speak, confident and distant, like the room belonged to her alone. She wore the same calm expression she used at home now. The one that said emotions were a weakness. Mark smiled. Your leadership is paying off. Evelyn accepted it easily. That's what a CEO is supposed to do. I remembered when there was no table, no glass walls, no title. Do you remember the old office? I asked softly. Evelyn finally looked at me. Why would I? It had broken chairs, I said, and a coffee machine that leaked. Victor laughed. Hard to imagine. It wasn't, I said. We built this from there. Evelyn's jaw tightened. This isn't the time for nostalgia. I felt the familiar pull in my chest. I just thought. You think too much, she said. That's why you stay where you are. The room went quiet. Mark cleared his throat. Let's stay focused. I am focused, Evelyn said. On results. I nodded again. Of course. The meeting moved on without me. Charts appeared. Praise followed her name. I stayed behind the glass wall I had built for myself. Afterward, Victor caught up to me. You okay? I'm fine, I said. You always say that. I always mean it. He didn't look convinced. Lena stopped beside me. HR is finalizing the review cycle. That was fast, I said. Not for everyone. She walked away before I could ask more. In the elevator, Evelyn stood beside me in silence. You didn't need to say that, she said. Say what? About the past. I wasn't attacking you. She stared ahead. You never know when to stop. The doors opened. She stepped out first. At home, she worked late in the study. I cooked dinner. Food's ready, I said. I'll eat later, she replied. You said that yesterday. And I meant it. I sat alone and ate in silence. Later, she came into the bedroom. You should consider transferring departments. Why? It would avoid confusion. I'm not confused, I said. She sighed. You don't need to prove anything anymore. I never did. She looked at me then really looked. That's the problem. I lay awake after she slept. I thought about the first pitch, the sleepless nights, the code written on borrowed laptops. I thought about love. I believed love meant staying quiet when speaking would cost too much. I believed endurance was strength. I didn't know yet how expensive that belief would become. The conference room felt colder than usual. I took my seat near the wall, laptop closed, pen untouched. Evelyn stood at the head of the table. Let's begin, she said. Mark adjusted his glasses. This is the final review before launch. Victor clicked the screen. Project Atlas is positioned to redefine the market. Applause followed. Evelyn smiled. Exactly what I promised. I stared at the numbers. My stomach tightened. Any concerns? Mark asked. I hesitated. I have one. Evelyn's smile didn't move. Make it quick. There's a risk in the scalability layer, I said. If user growth spikes, the system could fail. Victor frowned. That's been tested. Not under real pressure, I said. I warned about this in the early design. Evelyn laughed softly. You warned? Yes, I said. Months ago. She turned to the room. Does anyone else remember that? Silence. Mark shifted. I don't recall. Evelyn nodded. Interesting. I felt heat crawl up my neck. I'm just trying to prevent. Prevent what? She asked. A disaster you imagine? A few people chuckled. Victor leaned back. This project is solid. I helped build the framework, I said. Evelyn's eyes hardened. You helped follow instructions. The laughter grew louder. Let's be clear, she said. This company runs on execution, not emotions. I opened my mouth then closed it. Daniel Reed, sitting near the window, finally spoke. Who designed the core architecture? Evelyn answered without pause. My team. I looked at her. You know that isn't true. She smiled again, slow and cruel. Are you questioning my leadership? I'm questioning the risk. She stepped closer to me. You're replaceable. The word hit harder than I expected. Mark glanced away. Lena stared at her notes. Evelyn continued. This meeting is about progress, not personal insecurity. I'm not insecure, I said quietly. Then stop acting like it, she replied. Victor laughed. Harsh but fair. Daniel watched everything, saying nothing. Evelyn turned back to the screen. We moved forward as planned. I sat there, hands shaking under the table. The meeting ended with applause again. Not for me. As people stood, Mark leaned toward me. You shouldn't challenge her publicly. I wasn't challenging her, I said. You were, he replied. And you lost. Daniel paused beside me. Interesting discussion, he said. I nodded. I tried to help. Sometimes help looks like resistance, he said. And resistance scares people. He walked away. In the hallway, Evelyn stopped me. That was embarrassing, she said. For you? For us, she corrected. There is no us in that room, I said. She crossed her arms. You need to remember your place. My place. Yes, she said. Behind the scenes. I stayed there for you. I never asked you to, she replied. The words cut deeper than the laughter. At my desk, Sophia whispered, Are you okay? I'm fine, I said. She shook her head. She went too far. I let her, I replied. Minutes later, an alert popped on my screen. Emergency executive session. Conference room A. Sophia looked confused. Another meeting? I guess so. I walked back slowly. My chest felt hollow. Inside, everyone was seated again. Evelyn stood stiff, no smile this time. Daniel spoke first. I've reviewed new information. Evelyn frowned. New information? Yes, he said. Regarding Project Atlas. Victor leaned forward. What kind of information? Daniel glanced at me, then back at Evelyn. Ownership concerns. The room froze. Mark whispered, What does that mean? Daniel continued. Effective immediately, the project is suspended. Evelyn's face drained of color. That's impossible. Nothing is, Daniel said. I sat silently, heart pounding. Evelyn turned toward me slowly. For the first time she looked afraid. No one spoke after Daniel's words. Chairs creaked. Breath sounded too loud. Evelyn broke the silence. This has to be a mistake. Daniel closed his folder. It isn't. Mark asked. Suspended for how long? Until ownership is clarified, Daniel said. Victor shook his head. That could take weeks. Or months, Daniel replied. Evelyn looked around the room. You can't do this without notice. I just did, he said. The meeting ended without applause this time. People left quickly. No eye contact. No goodbyes. I stayed seated. Evelyn didn't look at me as she walked out. Back at my desk, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. Sophia leaned close. What just happened? I don't know, I said. She lowered her voice. Everyone's talking. About what? About you. I swallowed. Why? They think you knew something. I didn't, I said. She studied my face. You look like you did. I'm just tired. She nodded slowly. Be careful. The office buzzed like a disturbed hive. Mark passed by and didn't stop. Lena avoided my eyes. Victor whispered to someone, then laughed nervously. I stared at my screen, unread emails piling up. My phone vibrated. Evelyn's name. I didn't answer. It rang again. I let it stop. I went to the stairwell and sat on the steps. My chest hurt. I remembered her laughter. You're replaceable. I said it out loud. It still burned. My phone buzzed again. A message. Evelyn, come home early. We need to talk. I typed, I'm still at work. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. I closed the app. That night, the apartment felt too quiet. Evelyn stood by the window. Why didn't you answer? I needed space, I said. She turned. From me? From everything. She crossed her arms. Do you know what happened today? I was there, I said. Don't be clever, she snapped. Do you know why it happened? No. She studied me. You're lying. I'm not. You question the project, she said. Then it gets suspended. That's not how this works. You wouldn't understand how power works, she replied. I understand you embarrassed me, I said quietly. Her eyes flashed. You embarrassed yourself. Silence fell between us. She finally said, Did you talk to Daniel? No. Did you send anything? No. She paced. This doesn't make sense. It does, I said. How? You built something on shaky ground. She stopped. You're blaming me? I'm saying I warned you. She laughed, sharp and tired. You always think you're right. I was right. She stared at me. You sound proud. I'm not. Then why does it feel like you're enjoying this? I'm not enjoying watching you panic, I said. Her voice dropped. You should be supporting me. I supported you for years, I replied. She looked away. That was different. How? I needed you quiet, she said. The words settled heavily. So I was useful when I was silent, I said. She didn't answer. I went to the bedroom and closed the door. I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling. I thought about quitting. I thought about leaving. I thought about how small I had made myself to fit beside her. My phone buzzed again. A new message. Sophia, whatever's happening, it's not over. I typed back, I know. I didn't sleep that night. In the dark, I finally admitted the truth to myself. Staying quiet hadn't protected my marriage. It had erased me. I arrived at work early, hoping to disappear into routine. Sophia met me near the elevators. You look like you didn't sleep. I didn't, I said. Neither did Evelyn, she replied. Her assistant looks terrified. That's new, I said. Sophia lowered her voice. The board called an emergency session. When? In 10 minutes. I nodded and walked toward conference room A. Inside, everyone was already seated. Evelyn stood near the screen, arms tight against her body. She didn't look at me. Mark whispered, this better be fast. Daniel entered last. The room fell silent. Let's begin, Daniel said. Evelyn spoke quickly. Before this goes any further, I want to clarify. Daniel raised a hand. You'll have time. He turned to the board. Overnight, my team completed a deeper review. Victor frowned. Of what? Of Project Atlas, Daniel said. Evelyn forced a smile. We already addressed. You didn't, Daniel interrupted. Mark leaned forward. What exactly is the issue? Daniel looked down at his notes. The project's core architecture was developed prior to the company's formation. Evelyn's voice tightened. That doesn't matter. It does, Daniel said. Because it was never legally transferred. The room froze. Victor said, that's impossible. Daniel turned a page. The original creator retained rights. Mark asked, who? Daniel lifted his eyes. I felt every gaze shift toward me. Evelyn turned slowly. What is this? Daniel said calmly, the documentation lists him. My mouth felt dry. That can't be right, Evelyn said. He worked for the company. He worked before there was a company, Daniel replied. I finally spoke. I never signed the final release. Evelyn stared at me. You told me you did. You told me it didn't matter, I said. Mark stood. You knew this. I protected myself, I replied. Victor laughed nervously. This is a joke. Daniel shook his head. It isn't. Evelyn stepped closer to me. You planned this. I planned to survive, I said. Her voice dropped. You did this to hurt me. I did this because you stopped seeing me, I replied. The board whispered among themselves. Daniel spoke again. Effective immediately, the project is cancelled. Evelyn slammed her hand on the table. You can't. I can, Daniel said. And I did. Silence swallowed the room. Mark sat down slowly. What happens now? Daniel answered, the company reassesses. Victor muttered, this will destroy us. Evelyn looked at me like she didn't recognize me. You could fix this. I met her eyes. You never asked me to. The meeting ended without another word. In the hallway, Mark stopped me. You should have warned us. I tried, I said. He sighed. This changes everything. Yes, I replied. Sophia caught up to me. Was it you? It was always me, I said. Her eyes widened. Are you okay? I think I am, I replied. At home that night, Evelyn waited for me. You destroyed my life, she said. I revealed the truth, I replied. She laughed bitterly. You enjoyed it. I survived it, I said. She stepped closer. You could still save me. I shook my head. You never saved me. She whispered, I made you. I answered quietly, you erased me. For the first time, she had nothing to say. I walked past her and packed a bag. My phone buzzed. Daniel's name. Think about the future, his message read. I looked around the apartment that never felt like home. For the first time, the glass wall was gone. Evelyn sat at the kitchen table when I came back the next morning. We need to talk, she said. I know, I replied. She pushed a cup toward me. Coffee. I already had some. She watched me closely. You've changed. I stopped pretending, I said. She exhaled slowly. The board is panicking. That happens, I replied. You don't sound sorry. I'm tired, I said. She leaned forward. You could end this. End what? This chaos, she said. One statement from you. You want me silent again? I replied. She flinched. I want us safe. Safe for who? She didn't answer. You mocked me, I said. In front of everyone. That was business. That was cruelty, I replied. She rubbed her temples. I was under pressure. So was I said. She looked up. You never complained. I never mattered, I replied. Her voice softened. You mattered to me. Then why did you erase me? She whispered. I was afraid. Of what? Of you, she admitted. The word stunned me. You were smarter, she continued. Quieter. People listened when you spoke. So you made sure I didn't, I said. She nodded. I needed control. I needed respect, I replied. Silence settled between us. She reached for my hand. I pulled back. Please, she said. Help me fix this. You don't want help, I said. You want cover. Tears filled her eyes. I built everything for us. No, I replied. You built it on me. She stood abruptly. I gave you a place. I gave you a foundation, I said. She shook her head. You're enjoying this. I'm grieving, I replied. She laughed bitterly. For what? For the man I was, I said. She walked to the window. If you walk away, they'll tear me apart. They already are, I said. She turned. So you'll just watch? I watched for years, I replied. Her voice dropped. I loved you. I loved you quietly, I said. She whispered, that wasn't enough. For you, I replied. She sank into the chair. Say it. Say what? That you did this on purpose. I protected myself, I said. That's not love. Neither is humiliation, I replied. She covered her face. I don't know how we got here. I do, I said. We stopped seeing each other. She looked up. Is there any way back? I paused. Not like this. What does that mean? It means I won't disappear again, I said. She stood and walked toward me. Then choose me. I choose myself, I replied. Her breath caught. You're leaving, she said. I already left, I replied. She followed me to the door. If you walk out, it's over. It was over when you laughed, I said. She whispered, you'll regret this. I met her eyes. I already regret staying. I opened the door. She didn't stop me. Outside, the air felt lighter. My phone buzzed. Sophia. You okay? I typed, I will be. I walked away without looking back. The office no longer felt like it belonged to Evelyn. I noticed it the moment I walked in. Whispers followed her instead of praise. Sophia met me near my desk. People are choosing sides. I'm not on one, I said. You are, she replied. You just don't say it out loud. Mark called an executive huddle. Evelyn arrived late. We need stability, Mark said. Evelyn replied sharply, we need loyalty. Victor nodded too fast. Absolutely. I spoke calmly. We need transparency. Evelyn turned to me. You don't get to lead this conversation. I'm not leading, I said. I'm answering. Lena cleared her throat. HR is getting resignations. Evelyn frowned. From who? Senior staff, Lena replied. That's unacceptable, Evelyn snapped. It's happening, Lena said. Mark sighed. Investors are nervous. They always are, Evelyn said. This time is different, Mark replied. Evelyn looked at me. Say something. I shook my head. You don't want my advice. I want solutions, she said. You fired them every time I spoke, I replied. The room went quiet. Victor laughed nervously. Let's not get emotional. This isn't emotion, I said. It's consequence. Evelyn stood. Meeting adjourned. No one moved. Mark said quietly, sit down. Evelyn froze. I said adjourned, she repeated. Mark didn't look at her. This is bigger than you now. I watched her realize it. Later, Daniel requested a private meeting. You're handling this well, he said. I'm not handling anything, I replied. You're letting it unfold, he said. That's all I can do. He nodded. I have an offer. Not yet, I said. Fair, he replied. At lunch, Sophia sat beside me. She's unraveling, she said. I see it, I replied. Do you feel bad? I paused. I feel honest. Evelyn cornered me near the elevators. You're enjoying this, she said. I'm surviving, I replied. You could stop this, she whispered. You could apologize, I said. Her eyes hardened. I won't beg. Then you'll fall, I replied. She slapped the wall. I built this. You ruled it, I said. You didn't protect it. She laughed bitterly. They're turning against me because of you. They're leaving because of you, I replied. She leaned close. I won't forget this. I hope you remember it, I said. By the end of the week, her office door stayed closed. Mark ran meetings. Victor updated his resume. Lena stopped defending her. I became the quiet center people gathered around. Sophia said, they trust you. I never asked them to, I replied. Evelyn finally called me that night. Come home, she said. That's not my home, I replied. Her voice cracked. I need you. You needed control, I said. Silence followed. Then she whispered, I'm scared. I closed my eyes. So was I. She hung up without another word. I sat alone, calm for the first time in years. Power didn't feel loud. It felt quiet. Evelyn asked to meet me at the office after hours. I won't make a scene, she said on the phone. I'm not afraid of scenes, I replied. The building was almost empty when I arrived. She stood in the conference room, lights dim, hands shaking. Sit, she said. I'll stand, I replied. She swallowed. I read the documents. I assumed you would. You kept the rights, she said. I kept myself, I replied. She laughed weakly. You planned this. I planned to survive, I said. Her voice cracked. You destroyed everything. You destroyed us long before this, I replied. She paced. I was protecting the company. You were protecting your ego, I said. She stopped. I was protecting us. No, I replied. You were protecting control. She turned on me. You enjoyed watching me fall. I hated every second, I said. Then why didn't you stop it? Because stopping it meant disappearing again, I replied. She pressed her palms together. I was scared. So was I said. She whispered, I knew you were better. The admission hung heavy. You were calm, she continued. People trusted you. So you silenced me, I said. She nodded. I couldn't risk you outshining me. I never wanted your throne, I replied. She stepped closer. You could take it now. I don't want it, I said. Her eyes widened. Then what do you want? I want peace, I replied. She laughed bitterly. Peace doesn't pay lawyers. Neither does pride, I said. She grabbed my sleeve. Help me. I pulled away. I already helped you for years. Her voice dropped. If you walk away, I lose everything. You already lost me, I said. Tears spilled down her face. I loved you. You loved what I gave you, I replied. She shook her head. I loved you because you stayed. I stayed because I was afraid, I said. She whispered, I need you. You need accountability, I replied. She collapsed into a chair. Say you forgive me. I forgive you, I said. Hope flashed in her eyes. But I won't fix this, I added. The hope died. You're choosing revenge, she said. I'm choosing myself, I replied. She laughed through tears. You sound so calm. I finally am, I said. She stood slowly. Then this is goodbye. This is honesty, I replied. She walked to the door and paused. One day you'll regret not saving me, she said. I met her gaze. One day you'll understand why I couldn't. She left without looking back. I stayed behind, listening to the quiet hum of the building. My phone buzzed. Daniel. I heard. You ready? I typed back almost. I took one last look at the room where I learned to disappear. Then I turned off the lights and walked out. I packed my laptop and files into a single bag. Sophia met me in the lobby. You're really doing this? Yes, I said. She nodded slowly. I thought you'd wait. I waited too long, I replied. The elevators hummed as we descended. You don't need to apologize, she said. I'm not, I said. The security guard gave me a curious look. I smiled faintly. At the lobby doors I paused. Evelyn appeared from the stairwell, perfectly composed. You're leaving, she said. I am, I replied. You can't just walk out, she said. I can, I said. You'll ruin everything, she said. Everything already ruined me, I replied. Her eyes searched mine. This isn't you. This is me, I said. You'll regret it, she said. I won't, I said. She stepped closer. I need you to fix it. I won't, I replied. The doors opened. I stepped outside. The air felt different, cold but clean. She followed, whispering, we can still work this out. I don't work in shadows anymore, I said. A taxi pulled up. I got in. Evelyn didn't move. Sophia waved from across the street. Ready? I nodded. Yes. The taxi pulled away. I looked back once. Evelyn stood there, frozen, the office behind her like a cage. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel triumph. I felt relief. The city passed silently outside the window. I thought about the meetings, the laughter, the humiliation. I thought about all the nights I stayed quiet, hiding behind her light. I thought about the man I used to be. He was gone. A new version of me sat up straighter. Sophia glanced at me. Where to first? Somewhere I belong, I said. I stared at the skyline. For the first time in years, I didn't feel invisible. I didn't feel small. I didn't feel trapped. Evelyn's empire was crumbling behind me, and I was walking into a life of my own making. My phone buzzed. Daniel's name. Opportunity waiting, the message read. I smiled faintly. It's time. I leaned back, eyes forward. No regrets. No hesitation. Just freedom. Months passed. I settled into a smaller office, one without glass walls or ceilings that felt too high. Daniel's investment firm welcomed me. Sophia stayed by my side, always quiet, always steady. Evelyn's name began to fade in news articles. Her company was sold. Executives who once laughed at me left quietly. I didn't celebrate. I didn't need to. I reflected. I thought about the laughter, the mockery, the meetings where my voice didn't matter. I thought about how silent patience turned into quiet power. One afternoon, I walked past the building where it all happened. The lobby was empty except for cleaning staff. I paused. I imagined her standing in that same conference room, realizing she was alone. No one clapped for her anymore. No one waited for her smile. She had built a throne on sand. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. Karma had no voice, yet its echo was loud enough. I sat at a small cafe, coffee in hand, watching people move through the streets. Sophia sat across from me. You look different. I am, I said. Not bitter? I choose growth over bitterness, I replied. She smiled. I thought about Evelyn one last time. About how love became control and control became loss. About how silence taught me more than words ever could. I opened my laptop. Emails from Daniel, opportunities from old colleagues. I didn't rush. I let the moment settle. The man I had been, quiet, erased, humiliated, was gone. The man I had become, strong, self-respecting, free, was here. No one could touch him. Not her. Not anyone. I sipped my coffee. And for the first time in my life I smiled. The past had no chains on me. The future was mine. Silent, calm, unstoppable. Karma didn't need a voice. I didn't either. I just lived.